Hello my beautiful earthy souls, and welcome back to my channel. This is Daniela from Ocean Jasper, and today I'm so delighted to provide you with this reading because we're about to do something slightly different than usual. So I would love to prepare you for the season ahead. We have finally passed the Mabon Day, so we are through this difficult sometimes transition from the summer to the winter. It's also one of the most beautiful and colorful season, so I would really love for you to feel like you have all the knowledge and wisdom and advices that you need in order to go through this season. So the main question that I would love to ask are, first of all, what is the bounty of your harvest? Then I would love to ask, what is it something that you need to let go and release, just like the tree relieves their beautiful crown of leaves. And then I would love to ask, what is it a change that you have to prepare yourself for, and what is it that you need to gather for the season ahead, just like a squirrel likes to gather their nuts in order to be ready for the winter. And finally, I'd love to ask some general prediction for this autumn season. So I really hope that this reading is going to be beneficial and that is going to bring you some warmth and security for the months ahead. Now, I'd love to guide you through the pick a card. So we have pile number 1 with the apple tree, we have the little acorn and the rowan ogham stave. Then we have hazel in pile number 2 with the hazelnut and the ivy ogham stave, and in pile number 3 we have hawthorn tree with the anise seed and the blackthorn ogham stave. So before we go ahead, I'd love to tell you that if you need to get these, if you love to get this collection of ogham staves for yourself, I do make them myself. They're made out of willow branches, fallen branches, sometimes even birch, fallen branches, whatever I find around in the natural area around my house. So if you'd like to draw on some magical wisdom from the trees and bring them into your life and have them there anytime that you need, please come to me and I'll be super happy to make a customized order for yourself. And I already have some of them ready to send, so let me know if you're interested. You're going to find the timestamps in the info box below, but before you click on them, I would definitely suggest you to close your eyes and feel yourself centered and grounded, and perhaps even try to communicate with the trees and ask them what is it that you need to know for the season ahead. Whenever you open up your eyes, see whichever of these piles you feel most drawn to. If it is more than one, that's absolutely okay. You can listen to more than a pile. You will be able to discern the right messages for yourself. Please support this channel if you like the content by doing the usual thumbs up, comments, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell down below, hit the thanks button if you like, and there's many other ways in the info box below that you can have access to. My PayPal donation link if you'd like to buy me a coffee. There is an Amazon wish list. There is the instructions and prices for a private reading if you'd like to get it for yourself, if you like to gift yourself a private reading, and plenty of other things. There's also a Kasamba link if you'd like to get a psychic advisor to help you in a specific situation, and by clicking on that link you're gonna receive a discount, and in exchange I'm gonna receive a little commission from the website as well. So that would be everything. I really hope to see you at the beginning of your reading and that it is going to bring a lot of warmth and comfort in your life. Thanks again for being here. Hello my gorgeous, and welcome to your reading. If you have picked the apple with the acorn and the rowan ogham stave. Before we go ahead with the reading, I would like to speak about these general energies. So the rowan is a tree that likes to warn you of danger, but it also tells you that you have everything you need in order to protect yourself from it, as long as you don't act foolishly. So it tells you to keep control to your senses, it tells you to ward off false enchantment, to look around, so to be really alert basically. And it's fascinating how we draw the rowan ogham stave next to the apple in the pile of the apple, because it just reminded me immediately of the white snow story, in which the apple seemed to be initially a generous gift, but eventually it turned out, sorry, I'm just trying to brighten up the light here, it turned out to be a betrayal, it turned out to be poisonous, right? So it is fascinating how this combination ended up happening, and it reminds me, yeah, that everything is just meant to be, and all these elements really talk to each other and create a beautiful story. So yeah, definitely something that you have to keep yourself that you have to keep an eye on for the season ahead, but you won't believe what impactful changes are happening for you this season. I'm so excited to share with you. So each of these cards is going to represent one of the questions that I don't know if you heard them in the intro. So the moonlight answer to the question, what is the bounty of your harvest? The second card, the white world, is going to answer to the question, what is it that you need to let go of and release? The third card is going to answer the question, what is a change that you have to prepare yourself for? And the fourth card, the tower, the folly, answer to the question, what resources do I need to gather? I also decided to get some Lenormand cards to help clarifying these energies, and then we're going to get more oracle cards if we need more tarot cards, but this is just going to be a lovely beginning. So let's go back to the moon card, the moonlight. This is about the bounty that you have harvested so far. The moon does speak about being in touch with your divine femininity, being in touch with your subconscious, being very intuitive, being able to enhance your intuitive abilities. Perhaps you've been having lots of dreams and you've been able to analyze them and understand many aspects of yourself and heal a lot of aspects from your childhood and from your past thanks to those dreams. Perhaps you've been enhancing your psychic abilities as well. The moonlight is definitely spread a light over all of those aspects that generally we like to keep in the dark, right? So imagine the surface of a lake during the night. You cannot see all of the wonders that are hiding underneath, right? Unless it's a full moon night, then you can see some of the fishes coming up to the surface, maybe some seaweed, and you can hear some frogs and you can see something jumping out of the water, but just during the night of the full moon. So that is the meaning. We're trying to spread a light over that darkness, and we're trying to dive a little bit deeper. Because the moonlight is shining, we're not so scared to dive deep into this lake of our subconscious and our feelings and our deep emotions. So this is something that you can harvest from the previous season. So this is something that you've been working on so far, and you should be feeling really, really proud of yourself for this. Now, the bear as well. The bear is a protective figure and a motherly figure. There is definitely inner strength and inner courage, but this is also mixed with a lot of tenderness, okay, to protect something that is really dear to you. And because there's two kids here, perhaps you've been doing a lot of inner child healing. You know, you might have been protecting your inner child, and there's some beautiful meditation. I was actually thinking about them last night that are helpful to heal our inner child, because if back then you didn't have a secure attachment with your parents and you didn't have a person that you could go to express safely your feelings and your worries and your problems, you might have felt really, really lonely. So it is beautiful that fact that during this meditation we can actually travel back into the past and offer that secure presence to the inner child, because now you are an adult and you can offer to her or him everything that they were craving for and that they weren't able to receive. So I feel that this is beautiful, beautiful healing card. So yeah, then we have the wide world, which is the world basically for the question, what is it that you have to release and let go of? This is absolutely magical, because the world does speak about the end of a chapter and the beginning of another one. And in this beautiful image is depicted so well, because this deer has just come out from the deep intricate forest and is looking back at it, not even believing that he made it, that he was able to cross it with all the challenges they've been going through, all the joys, all the ups and downs of life, basically ups and downs of his adventure. Now he's finally out of it and he's facing this wide horizon that has a totally different energy, and in a way is still kind of looking back because he wants to make sure that he is going through this transition in a gentle way and with awareness and with all of the knowledge from the past lessons. And he's also he wants to make sure that there is closure to anything that happened before. Okay, so this is a closure card, closing a chapter and starting a new one. So this is something that you have to release. It means that you might have some type of resistance closing a past circle. It could be closing a previous home that you've been living in and now you have to move out. It could be a previous relationship. It could be even your childhood. It could be your an old job. It could be your school. Anything that has had a massive importance in your life and lasted for a long time, but now it is time for it to be closed because it has served your best already and there's nothing else that you can get nourishment from. And it is just the time for you to start something new. The beautiful thing here is that it is associated with the rider that in the Lenormand means success and victory and good news. So when I feel that, because this is looking at another direction, I feel that this is a little nudge from spirits. They're telling you, don't you worry, whatever you're letting go of and releasing, it is not going to impact your future success, because that it is waiting for you no matter what. So don't be scared, don't be too attached to the past, because a great news is coming to you as well. I find that to be really, really beautiful and so encouraging. And then to the question, weaver of visions, what is something that you have to, what is a change that you have to prepare yourself from? The weaver of vision is the Queen of Cups, but in this case it's in reverse. So the Queen of Cups in reverse can mean a few different things. Either it depends if it's a balanced energy or unbalanced energy. When it's balanced, the Queen of Cups in reverse simply says that she is concentrating all of her love and compassion and understanding and affectionate gestures towards herself. Okay, because normally the Queen of Cups in the upright position is somebody that is spreading all of that love and compassion to everybody around, but sometimes the risk is that they're going to neglect themselves, that she's going to neglect herself. So when he's in reverse, it's more of an introverted energy. But if it is an unbalanced energy, the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Weaver of Visions in reverse, can be somebody that is overly emotional and can be something overly sensitive, somebody that find it really, really hard to control her emotions. Trying to brighten up the situation here. finding really hard to control her emotions, and therefore can lash out as well with negative statements because she's just feeling really, really hurt. Okay, so a change that you have to prepare for, it really depends from your situation, and I'm sure that you know it already, what is about to come, and your subconscious know it already, and your higher self knows it already. So if any of these concepts rings a bell in you, please take it for true for yourself. And this is clarified by the gentleman. I'm sorry, I'm just not very happy with the light because it keeps changing, but I think we might have gotten the right one. So the gentleman clarified the Weaver of Visions. This is man of importance, is a soulmate, masculine energies, right? So I feel that your emotions are gonna be strongly impacted by an important masculine figure in your life. So this is something you have to prepare yourself for. And I feel that you can go either way. You can go towards a balanced way or unbalanced way. So if you in this connection with this new not necessarily new, but with this masculine figure that makes his appearance in your life, could also be, it doesn't, it doesn't have to be a fixed gender, but anyone that identify themselves as having a lot of masculine energy. So with their appearance, you can either prepare yourself by putting lots of boundaries and making sure that you know how to communicate to the other person, how you want to be treated, what are your standards, what are your expectations, and making sure that you take a lot of time out for yourself as well. Because just because you're in a relationship, it doesn't mean that you have to do everything together all the time. And it's absolutely okay if you want to close yourself in your room for a couple of hours and do your thing, or going out to the cinema by yourself. It's absolutely okay. So that is one way to balance this energy. I feel that if you don't, it can become unbalanced. Therefore, eventually you will lash out at this person because you have been neglecting yourself and you haven't been communicated properly what boundaries you needed, and therefore this person might break them accidentally and you may be angry at them. Okay, so this is something you have to prepare for. Beautiful change nevertheless. Also, I want you to know that anytime you receive a tarot reading, whether it's a general or a private reading, for the collective or a private reading, anything that is predicted for the future, you have the power to change it if you're not happy with it. So this is simply showing you what is the potential for the future energies, what is likely to happen, but doesn't necessarily have to if you want to change that path. And then for the last question, we have the Tower. This is the question we were asking: what resources do we need to gather? And the Tower is a major arcana. It's a really, really powerful card because actually it wipes out everything that doesn't serve us anymore. This is the card that tells us to destroy, dismantle any structure that was shaky for us. So if you imagine you were living in a castle or a tower that was really, really shaky and old, and everything was slowly falling apart day by day, but you were neglecting all the things that needed to be fixed until one day the architecture tells you it is not safe to live in there anymore, we have to knock it down, and then you can build a new one. So don't you worry, because you're going to have a place that you can call your favorite place again, and it's going to be much safer and much warm, etc., etc. So this is the card that tells you to cut ties with any people, any situation, any environment, any addiction that was not serving your highest best anymore, that was giving you shaky foundation. Okay, and so resources to gather. It's funny how this is another card of letting go. So in a way, spirits are telling you there's not so much to gather here, rather to get rid of. Okay, so before you gather new material, before you gather new resources, you have to declutter your home, you have to declutter your heart, and declutter your mind even. And the Lenormand card that is clarifying this energy is the ring, which talks about contract, legal document, and commitment as well. So, you know, with this gentleman and the ring, I cannot help myself by thinking that there is going to be a new commitment here. There might be some marriage for some of you. Okay, this could be a beautiful change that you are preparing yourself for. Yeah, everything sounds super amazing here. There is protective figure, there is success and victory, there is an important man in your life, there is commitment, and also there is healing from the moonlight, there is closing an old chapter, there is taking care of yourself and removing any shaking foundation. Basically, this is the nut of your reading. I'd love to get more cards, so stick with me. We're gonna get some other advices from oracles, and yeah, I was gonna think, should I shuffle and come or not? Maybe I'm just gonna pause and add the cards. Okay, so here I am. I drew 3 oracle cards for you. So from the Whispering Woods, we got the ideal hours. Take some time out to lie on the emerald grass. We also have risk. Learn to grow wherever you are planted. And from the Forest Fae, we got the Forest Sister. The moon shines brightest after the storm. So it really feels like whatever you are leaving behind you has been giving you some grief, has definitely been giving you some problems, and it wasn't the easiest to let go for sure. And but spirits here are encouraging you that you're gonna find so much light after this process, after this transition, and to trust that you're going to be able to go through it. So I feel that perhaps when we were talking about keeping the an eye open to potential betrayal, to potential danger, and I feel that perhaps it was talking about some people from the past, because I feel that your future is pretty bright here. But in order to make it even brighter, kind of have to let go of whoever has been upsetting you, deceitful, disappointing you, and perhaps betraying you. And you also have to forgive yourself for not being able to see it initially. Forgive yourself for not being able to understand that there was some type of danger and risk there. But yeah, spirits really want you to know that no matter what experience happened to you, no matter what events you're faced with, you will learn how to adapt to it and to grow and to blossom and to, you know, be authentically and uniquely yourself. So there's nothing to worry in the sense that none of this is going to impact your growth, basically. It's actually oftentimes the opposite. Any difficulties, any challenges, any hard period in our life is actually there to make us stronger sometimes and learn some important lessons. And oftentimes I find that, at least for myself, that after those terrible times I was able to blossom into a new version of myself, and I was so happy eventually and grateful that those bad things happened to me. Now I'd like to get some other oracle cards. This time I'm gonna shuffle them in camera. So let's see what else do pile number 1 needs to know about the autumn season, about what is going to happen in their autumn season. Please and thank you, so that they can prepare themselves with all the knowledge and wisdom that they need. For pile number 1, we have the Dragonfly and Pansy, which talks about balance. I love that it came out a blue card. That just suits so well the reading as well. Same with the moon. I was so surprised that it came out a moon card and we already had the moonshine. Then we have the Beaver and Birch home. So I like this because it is encouraging you that you'll be able to build a new home, even if you have to let go of your previous home, of your previous relationship, because perhaps your partner cheated on you, betrayed you, or something. Maybe they didn't pay the mortgage for so long and it was their task to do it, and then you lost everything. Don't you worry, because there is so much productive energy here in the beaver and the birch. The birch represents new beginning as well, and I feel the beaver is you're gonna work super hard, and there's gonna be also people around you supporting you and helping you to build this new home and this new chapter of your life. Now let's see, I want to get more tarot cards to understand or get some other prediction for this season ahead. It could be already finished, but I did promise you in the intro that I would also have a look at the general prediction. So let's see. General prediction for pile number 1, please and thank you. Okay, we have the 2 of Wands. Oh, interesting, because the 2 of Wands as well speaks about balance. Okay, so there's a very interesting concept here. We found it as well in the Queen of Cups in the reverse. You have to find balance between giving lots of love and compassion and empathy to other people and giving it to yourself as well. You know, focusing outwardly and focusing inwardly as well. And the 2 of Wands as well is telling me that you should be careful about not overwhelming yourself with too many tasks, too many jobs, too many responsibilities. And yeah, basically the risk is that you might fall off the bridge if you're gonna carry too many sticks. Okay, and you have to be very careful to put the same amount of sticks onto one basket and the other basket as well. So this is all about finding the right equilibrium in your life. This card can also mention finding the right work-home balance, so not working yourself and stressing yourself out too much and spending enough time at home. It could also be talking about a balance between working on your spiritual life and your spiritual development and healing, and working for your career to earn enough money to bring food onto your table and pay the bills. So try to do both of those, practical and spiritual work. And yeah, I feel that because it's in reverse, you might have some of these difficulties in the season ahead to find the right balance in any of these fields, whatever it resonates most with you. Let's see what else for pile number 1. I'm just gonna let go the desire to control the light right now. I'm just gonna surrender to it, and I hope that it's not bothering you too much, because it is going to fluctuate no matter what. Oh, we got another 2, and it's in reverse as well. This is, by the way, is showing the ogham staves, and this is one of the cards that actually inspires me to make my own set. 2 of Spells in reverse. This talks about actually, okay, try not to overdo when you ask for divination, if you're booking lots of tarot readings for yourself, if you are consulting lots of holistic practitioners, if you are consulting astrologers, tarot readers, people with the pendulum, or people that read tea leaves. Like, if you are overdoing all of this, you might risk to detach yourself from your own intuition. So, oh my goodness, is right. So yeah, that would be something that you have to be careful of in the season ahead. Because you're going through such an important change, an important transition, you're closing a big chapter of your life. Perhaps you really want to receive as many confirms as you can from the outer world telling you that you're doing the right thing. But oftentimes you have to spend time in stillness, perhaps even moon, do you say moon bait? Like, just go for a walk in the moon by yourself and see whatever comes up. Maybe ask the moon for guidance if they can give you any wise messages to embrace this new phase and this new chapter of your life. Okay, we have the Death card. This again is transition, metamorphosis, transformation, and you're gonna have to face your fears in the eyes. I understand, again, you're gonna face a difficult, you're gonna go through an important change. Let's stop saying difficult, an important change, and it is absolutely normal that sometimes you can cover yourself, like surround yourself with fears and doubts about your decision. I feel that it's all connected. Let's see what else. Prediction for the season. Prediction for the Maven season for pile number 1. Oh, this is what I wanted to see. The Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. You are absolutely blessed. You're going to receive everything that you've been asking for. You are going to be showered with luck and blessings. There's also another ring. So another confirm that you're going to embark a new beginning in which you're going to commit yourself fully, and the other person is going to commit themselves fully to you as well. There's so much abundance, so much happiness here, and so much balance as well. I love to see the spirals around here are catching my attention as well. So perhaps, there will be a moment in which you will feel like, actually, you know what, I feel that the message is that everything is always going to come around, okay? And whatever you put out there in the world is going to come back to you. All the goodness that you have done is going to come back to you. So I feel that you're finally going to be praised for all the good things you've done in your life, and there is commitment, stability, solidity, new projects, and you're gonna put your full energy into it. I'm gonna let you go. I hope you're going to have a delightful autumn Maven season, and I hope to receive your comments as well down below to see if this resonated with you. I send you big hugs and much love. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it yet, and hit the notification bell down below, leave a like and all the good things. Thanks again for being here, and I see you again in the next video. Bye bye, much love. Hello my loves, and welcome to your Maven reading. If you have picked the hazel in pile number 2 with the hazelnuts and the ivy ogham stave. So as I said in the intro, there are 4 main questions that I would like to answer. So each of these cards answer to those, and they are clarified by the Lenormand cards as well. We're also going to be adding some oracle cards later on during the reading. And finally, we are going to look at the prediction for this season with the tarot card. So we're going to lay another spread. So it's going to be pretty much a long reading today, so I would suggest you find yourself a comfortable place, perhaps grab a warm blanket, a lovely cup of tea, and make yourself cozy and enjoy this reading, because we're all gonna talk about yourself and your growth and your personal journey, and there's gonna be lots of beautiful advices and insights about the season that we just started to embrace. So it's all about you. So I don't know if you heard in the intro, but the first question that I wanted to answer is, what's the bounty of your harvest? Basically, what is the outcome of the summer? What is it that you can thank yourself for the job that you have done during the summer? And you got the Magician card, the Enchanter card. So as you can see in this card is depicted a wizard that is playing with the elements, actually he has lots of divination tools coming from different animal bones. And then there's lots of books, and he's definitely playing with magic. So he's an alchemist playing with the elements, and loves to study the laws of the universe, and loves to apply them and put them in practice. And by doing so, he's building his confidence that he is actually able, first of all, to understand how things works in the universe and how can he manifest the vision that he would like to attract for himself. So perhaps during the summer you've learned and explored the topics of the law of attraction, possibly voluntarily or involuntarily. Perhaps you started to writing gratitude lists, you started writing your wish list, and you started to have a higher vibrational, you started to jump ahead into a higher vibrational state. Perhaps you started listening to podcasts that were very healing and nourishing and enlightening. And perhaps you were focusing a lot on your personal journey and focusing a lot on what is it that you want to attract for your future. So what are your deepest dreams? And we have dog, which speaks about friendship, loyalty, and trust. So this could be, perhaps you made some friends that have same interest in witchcraft or law of attraction, manifestation, and divination as well, because the magician is a divinator as well. And or perhaps you found a solid foundation with these friends because you feel that you can trust them and you can show them your most intimate side. Perhaps you don't talk to everybody about these interests that you have because they are oftentimes judged by people that don't know anything about them, and there is a very bad reputation about divination in general or witchcraft. So I feel like part of your harvest is really, really good friendship that you can practice your witchcraft skills with. Let me see if there's anything else. Trust, loyalty, friendship. Something else as well is that perhaps you build trust in your own skills and abilities. Okay, so the magician is the first card after the Fool card. That is beginning, right? Is the beginning of the Fool's journey. If the Fool is the protagonist of the journey, the magician is the first stepstone that the Fool is going through, okay, to start his journey. So the magician is that phase in which you have lots of tools around them and you have that inspiration. You want to learn everything about them. You want to play with them just like a baby does. As soon as he moves away from focusing on his body towards focusing on the objects around them, they love to play with the element and pour water into different cups and pour water even on shoes and put the sands on their mouth. All they want to do is to touch everything and feel the texture of every object around them, see how they work with each other, see how they taste, how they sound, how they work. So this is the same for you. You've been exploring new topics perhaps in your life and you've had this childlike energy as well, in which you're so excited about what's about to happen, and what you are about to create, which is really exhilarating. It could even be the same energy that when you have enrolled into a course, for example, and you can see the potential of the future you once you have all of that knowledge and all of that practice, basically. Now, the second question is, what is something that you have to let go of from the previous season? We have the Keeper of Vision, which is the Knight of Cups. And it's funny because in the original tarot, the Knight of Cups is depicted exactly like we see in the Rider of the Lenormand, a person riding a horse, right? And the colors are also very light and vibrant and positive and happy. Right, so the Knight of Cups unfortunately is something that you have to let go of, and it represents a person that has tried perhaps to gain your attention and your love and your affection, or the opposite, perhaps you were the one that wanted to receive this person's attention, wanted the knight to walk and run towards you. Unfortunately, I see as well that this horse is riding outside of the reading. So it feels like perhaps you have to let go of a crush, or you have to let go of a relationship or important friendship even. Maybe they're simply moving away to another country. It doesn't mean that they will be outside of your life and you will not being able to talk with them anymore or still exchange beautiful life experiences, but it seems like they are moving out of the main picture. Okay, so you'll be able to tell me in the comments down below if this resonates, and if there is a particular person that is moving out of your city, or perhaps you decided to take a break and separate, or whatever that is. So it has to be let go of. If it is not a person, it might be success and victory, okay, because the rider does represent as well success and victory. So, and the Knight of Cups could be representing your actions that you have been putting towards an artistic endeavor of yours. Okay, a particular artistic creative talent, whether it was writing books, whether it was writing poems, painting, or working with clay, whatever that is, it feels like it is either not bringing the success that you needed, or it used to give you success and victory and popularity, and then eventually it faded away because you started losing interest towards that type of lifestyle. So I would be really, really curious to see what this is evoking in you, and what mental association are you creating with these two cards. Let's find out more. We're definitely going to go more into the nitty-gritty later on. This is kind of an overview. So the third question is, what is a change that you have to prepare yourself for? And we have the Weaver of Boons, which is in the original tarot the Queen of Pentacles, and we have it upside down, and it is clarified by the Child card of the Lenormand. So Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is telling me that a change that you have to prepare for is shifting your nourishing care that you normally have with other people towards yourself. Funny enough, we had a very similar interpretation in pile number 1, because they got the Queen of Cups in reverse. So as I said then, this is like a shift from extroverted energy towards introverted energy. So the Queen of Pentacles is a very earthy and grounded and practical queen that likes to play again with the earthy materials and elements. She is a person that likes to show love through practical and material efforts. For example, she would be the one cooking for you, warming up your bed, or preparing a shelter for you, or fixing up your taxes, or helping you study, or creating, using her hands to create useful tools, right? So she really likes to take care of other people's. She would be like you see her, she's collecting herbs from her garden, and so she would be very good as a herbalist, for example. She likes to look for a solution for other people. Because it's in reverse, I would say that a change that you have to go through, is finally bringing all of that care towards yourself. Okay, it's all about self-care, and not just on an emotional, vibrational level or mental, intellectual level. We are talking about actual physical material effort. So we're talking about I don't know, like decluttering your home, and making your house prettier, change all of your wardrobe, right? And removing all the clothes that you're not gonna wear anymore and putting new ones. We're talking about body self-care, whether it is doing yoga, eating healthy food, preparing and spreading lovely natural creams over your skin, over your body, taking care of your hair, taking long, nice baths, or even anything that perhaps is also has to do with documents, just because that is self-care as well. Like if this is the season in which you have to pay taxes, well, do that for yourself. Don't postpone it, because then you're gonna have to pay a lot more. Now, another sense, something else from the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, is that if it is an unbalanced energy, obviously, as I always say, if there is a prediction that you don't like, you always have the power to change it. So tarot always just show you what it is likely to happen, but doesn't necessarily have to be. So I'm just warning you that a possibility is that you find the Queen of Pentacles in an unbalanced version, which would be somebody that is not very grounded, that is very much up in the air, or somebody that, so somebody that is not really present and is not really connected with the elements around her. Perhaps somebody that is neglecting the back garden, somebody that is not preparing healthy meals, somebody that is always busy, somebody that is not able to live in the present moment, somebody that is not able to think about gifts to do, prepare to the community or people around them, somebody that would burn food on the stoves, just because her mind is scattered and she's not really grounded. Now, another type of unbalanced Queen of Pentacles would be somebody that is actually gathering too much, and perhaps being stingy and accumulating and hoarding too many objects. And so that could be another version. So this could be a lovely warning for you, something that you have to prepare yourself. And if you feel like you want to gather, which is a natural instinct that you might want to have, especially before the winter season during autumn, perhaps it would be a great idea for you to start gathering herbs. And especially because this is like the second harvest before the winter. Nature is being generous again with all of their chestnuts and hazelnuts and sunflower seeds and many others, nettle seeds and so forth and so on, elderberries, lots of berries, hawthorns. So perhaps if you have that instinct and you want to collect many material treasures and bountiness, perhaps you can grab it from nature, obviously in an ethical way. So don't take more than nature can offer. Always remember to leave plenty for birds and other wild animals and other foragers. But that could be an idea. And perhaps you want to collect lots of dry leaves and dry fibers, so that you can weave during the winter in front of the fireplace. That could be an idea. There is a child as well, so it could be that you have as well to give priority to somebody else in your life. So I don't know, it could be either that you are hosting your niece for the season, or that you are taking care of some new kids, or that you are taking care of your inner child even. that is always very, very important and healing and necessary. Or what I was gonna say, perhaps you're adopting, perhaps you are going to be a mother very soon. So this is the energy in which you have as well to yes, give priority to their needs, and whatever you have, giving to them. But also it's important to find balance in that and remember that your needs are necessary, important to satisfy as well. So try not to pour from an empty cup. So let's go now towards the next question, which would be, what is it that you are suggested to gather? What resources should you gather for the season? And we have the Weaver of Spells, which I really, really love because it's suggesting you to be creative, to discover any creative talents that you have, and to inspire yourself with new inputs, to learn something new, whether it's learning a new song, learning a new instrument, learning a new language, learning a new artistic technique, new painting techniques, learning photography, whatever that is. This is about unleashing all of your creativity, okay? So also it's accompanied by the fish, which in the Lenormand represents money. So it is really, really important for you in this autumnal season to gather money, to make as much money as you can, so that you will be able as well to explore all of your creative endeavors in the winter. Or perhaps you can use your creative abilities and talents to make money. So that is another interpretation, okay? So really great focus onto making money, and also making sure, I would say, with the Weaver Boons, of the potential of you losing that material richness and abundance that you have, because the Queen of Pentacles in reverse could be somebody that is feeling like she's not having enough anymore. So perhaps be careful of not wasting money into a direction that you might regret in the future. So try to be very cautious with money, especially if you do have a child. And you know, children love to be spoiled and love to keep asking for new toys as soon as the events appears. So perhaps trying to take it easy in that direction. Now, we haven't mentioned about the hazel. And the hazel as well is a tree, of knowledge, is the tree of creativity. So I really, really like that. This is seems to be not only answering to the last question, but to be representing the main theme of your autumnal season. It's time for you to gather new knowledge and gather new experiences in creative, new creative pathways. And we have the ivy, ogham stave as well, which represents soul search and shadow work as well. It represents personal development, and it represents embracing new pathways as well, and growing, but also remembering not to smother other people, not to hold on too tight to what is it that you like to have, and yes, to leave space for others to grow as well. I'm gonna have to change battery, and then I'm gonna be back with some extra oracle cards to enrich this beautiful reading. Okay, so here I am back, and I got you a couple of cards from the Whispering Woods and from the Forest Fae. So I was so surprised to find grounded, because we've been talking loads about grounding energy, and I was just stunned. I wish I could have shown you the shuffling actually. So this says, keep to your roots and stand taller than the trees. And then we also have flow. Go with the flow as water trickles down a stream. Do not hurry. And finally, the Forest Fae is the spell singer. And it says, cast spells of wonders and delight. Beautiful, beautiful. So this would be some advices, and the purpose of these would be to make the most out of your autumnal season, because this is the question that I asked while I was shuffling for you. So if you want to make the most out of this season, is to remember how to be present. So perhaps work on being in the present moment, work on mindfulness. So stand still and listen to all the sounds around you, perceive all of the taste. So instead of eating your lunch while watching a movie and you don't even realize that you have finished your sandwich, for example, and you don't even remember how it tasted like because you were so concentrated on the movie and distracted actually from what you were actually doing, from what you were eating. Perhaps try to embrace every single input that comes from the external world to your inner world, and embrace it, taking in, meditate on it, and fully enjoy the pleasures of it, because it makes life so much prettier as well. I, for example, have spent some seasons in the past in which I wasn't even paying too much attention on the shift of colors on the leaves, and we are so lucky on these parts of the world in which we are able to see the shifting of seasons, and in the other hemisphere that they're not witnessing this magic from nature, and it's such a pity not to be present for it, especially when you have it right in front of you. So this would be it, just being really really mindful, enjoying the shifting of colors, enjoying the new smells, enjoying the new, any single input that comes, even the ordinary, okay, even smelling your tea or coffee before drinking it, and really talk as well with bushes and plants and flowers that you walk by, instead of just passing by really quickly and ignoring them, saying hello to them, thank them for being there. Okay, be really really present if you want to make the most out of this season, and then go with the flow. So just accept things as they come to you. Don't get really too upset about the fact that you have to let go of certain things. For example, I was thinking about this card, right? Because I wanted to come back to this. Perhaps you have to let go of a fixed job that was giving you a lot of abundance financially, and now you have to prepare on having a less income here. Perhaps you have decided to be on a how do you say, homesteader, or you decided to become a mom and you decided to take maternity leave, and therefore there's less money coming in. But nevertheless, there is a beautiful prospect of focusing onto your creativity, and that is going to bring you lots of money, right? So I feel that that was the actual meaning, and with the new learned abilities that you have now as a master manifester, where you can actually create your vision, by using vision boards, as I said earlier, gratitude list, wish list, letting go of any blockages, especially regarding abundance. Then you have the main tools to attract whatever it is that you want. Now I want to grab the tarot deck again. Where is this? Where is it? Because I want to ask the prediction for this season. Oh, it's back in the box. That's where it is. Sorry for the noise. Okay. So let's have a look for pile number 2 with the hazel. What can we know about their autumnal season? What is about to happen? What should they expect? Please and thank you. What should they prepare themselves for? Please and thank you. What should they be excited about? Anything that we can possibly know about their autumnal season. We have the Enchanter's Wheel. So certain things are about to change for sure. And this is new good fortune as well. This is embracing your luck. Sometimes you have moments in life in which you feel super successful and everything goes super well, and others you feel like you've lost everything, because this is life. there is ups and downs, and it constantly change, and we constantly travel through these spirals. So we touch every single angle of the wheel, but it keeps moving, so we're never stagnant in one spot only. Let's see. What should they expect for this Mabon season, please and thank you, for pile number 2. We have the Seeker of Challenges in reverse. We have the Two of Challenges upright. What am I going to do? There. I'm going to leave it there. Let's see what else for pile number 2, please and thank you. The Eight of Challenges in reverse. I really like this, because even though it looks like she is spared, this card is in reverse, which means she is getting rid of any worries and any limiting beliefs and any old patterns that is not serving her anymore. Any mental blockages that were, you know, blocking her from achieving her dreams. So this is really beautiful. This is freeing yourself from any mental burdens, any worries, any anxiety as well. So that is absolutely amazing. And there is a Two of Swords. So I feel that you are about to make some new decision in this season, and you really have to look within yourself, because it is possible, it is very likely to get influenced by other people's around us, whether they are friends or family or colleagues, you know, co-workers, partners, and even society in general, and whatever movies or series you're watching, and or whatever people think is common sense to do. So it really is important that you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what is it that I want? Who is it that I want to be? What is it that I want to become? What is it that I want to create? It doesn't matter what other people expect from me. The only thing that matters is my inner voice. So there is a Seeker of Challenges as well, which is telling me, because it's in reverse, there could be some delays here achieving being able to go after your goals. So perhaps you will be in standby for a little bit before you'll be able to charge in. Okay, and this also makes sense if some of you are pregnant. Like I said, for some of you might decide to go on maternity leave, and that could be what is holding you back, you know, before. But it doesn't mean that you will be in standby forever. It's just temporarily, and in the meantime you can use it to have new ideas, develop new ideas, and think about all the details, so that you'll be able to charge in very quickly when you are physically and materially prepared for it, you know. So definitely big major changes happening, new important decision, and you're gonna free yourself from any burdens. Let's see if there's anything else that we should know about, please and thank you. Now, Seeker of Challenges as well in reverse could be again talking about a person that is running away from your life. He's leaving, but I feel that there is a bit of a dark energy to it anyway. Perhaps it was a person that you loved very much, but it was perhaps a narcissistic personality. So it used to be very sweet and charming and fascinating at the beginning, and then it ended up being an emotional abuser, and not really believing in your abilities and not really pushing you to become the best version of yourself. And because yeah, let's not get too much in depth with narcissistic, because otherwise I get all wind up. But yeah, I feel that tarot are saying to you, spirits are saying to you, that if there's a person living your life, it's for a good purpose. Okay, has good reasons, and you will be eventually happy. With the 8 of challenges in reverse, it tells me that you won't be so despaired anymore about it. You will understand the reasons, and you will be happy eventually that it happens. And that will also allow you to finally look at yourself from a different angle, look at yourself from a different perspective, and getting to know yourself better, and allowing the good things that were meant to come to you since ever, but they were on standby because of this person, because they didn't want you to be successful, they didn't want you to be happy in general. So that might resonate just with a tiny portion of you, but as always, as I always say, take whatever resonates and leave the rest. This is a general reading, therefore it may not entirely resonate with all of you. And if you ever desire to get a private reading with me, I'm always available. So simply send me an email, even if you just want to know more infos about how it works. Let's see some more cards for pile number 2 and their Maven season. What's something they should be really excited about? What's something they should be really excited about? Please and thank you. We have the 2 of spells. This is divination. You're going to keep practicing lots of, like I said earlier, your witchcraft abilities, your new spells, new spell bottles, new potions, perhaps you're going to use different divination tools, like the oghams is an example. And if you want to start the ogham journey, please think about me, because I do make them by myself, and I use only fallen branches that I find locally, and I send it to you in plastic free packages with handwritten explanations of and keywords of each stave. So please think about me if you want to start this journey. And I close the parentheses there. Another divination tools, for example, that we've seen in this reading is the bone casting. So you might want to collect some bones that you find naturally in the natural world without having to kill anybody. Please just set the intention. Tell the universe that you want to collect some bones for divination purposes, and they will magically appear in front of your path with the least amount of effort. And I tell you, because that's exactly what happened to me. I even found a dolphin bone just on the beach when I was having a walk with my friends, and they all passed by it and I was the only one that noticed it. I found a hedgehog face. Oh my goodness, guys, things that I've never been able to find before. I've never seen them before, and all of a sudden, just because I put the intention out there are all these animals laying in front of me, even a frog. And yeah, so I don't know, maybe this is nothing that you're interested about, but for those of you who are, I thought it would be worth you mentioning it. 2 of spells is the excitement about what's about to happen, as well is preparing the ground for your future dreams and choosing the new direction. So let's take a last card. So we have the 9 of Wands. This is abundance. It is in reverse, which is telling me that it's going to happen slowly, but nevertheless it is going to happen. This is the wish fulfill card. All of your wishes are going to be manifesting in your life. The more you believe in it, the quicker they will happen. I feel that there is a bit of limiting beliefs that you have to get yourself rid of. And possibly, depending on the phase of life you're in, perhaps you're not able to work on it practically just yet because you have to take care of other aspects of your life. But yeah, as soon as you're able to spin the wheel, you are on track, okay? That is absolutely amazing. Look at this card. There's so many grapes and berries and flowers, and that is a colibri moth, if I'm not wrong. So beautiful. mushrooms even. So yeah guys, I really wish you a wonderful, delightful Mabon season. I wish you to feel safe and comforted and warm and full of ideas, and I wish your moods to be uplifted yeah, most of the time. And I hope the weather is gonna be kind with you, and that you're gonna find lots of little treasures in the natural world, and that your heart is gonna be happy. Wish you the best. Hope to see you again in the next video. Don't forget to support this channel if you feel like, if you liked it, by simply leaving a thumbs up, a comment, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't done it yet, hit the notification bell down below if you want to be notified anytime that I publish a new video, if you don't want to miss any of them. Click the thanks button, buy me a coffee, check out my wish list, see if you want to send me a deck, book a private reading with me, and so on and so forth. There is even a Kasamba link if you'd like to book a psychic reading. You can find a discount with my link, and in exchange I'm going to be receiving a tiny commission from the website, so that would be amazing if you want to go down that path. So thanks again, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye, much love. Hello my loves, and welcome to your reading if you have picked the Autumn in pile number 3 with the Blackthorn, ogham stave and the anise seeds. So what you're seeing here is a tiny spread that I created to answer to the 4 questions that I mentioned in the intro that are going to be the core of this autumnal reading. We are also going to add some extra oracle cards later on. For now we're using the Lenormand cards and the tarot cards. There will be some Whispering Woods oracle cards and some Forest Fae oracle cards, so that is going to be really sweet. And after that I want to step into the autumn general prediction, so we're going to do another tarot spread. So the first question that I wanted to answer to is, what's the bounty of your harvest? And we got the 6 of challenges and the crossroads. This is really beautiful because it's telling me that your hard work is finally paid off, in the sense that you were able to make the right decision with the crossroads. You were probably faced with a fork in your path, and I can see that as well with the shape of this tree. It kind of reminds of many forks, right? So I was very surprised to see these 2 cards drawn together. But another beautiful thing is that the 6 of Swords talks about moving away from some troubled waters, and in particularly in this card there is an image of a woman that has been able to run away from dangerous wolves, been able to bring herself to a safety spot on top of the tree while the wolves are there hoping that they can grab her, but she's safe. She's okay now. She can finally take a breath. Okay, so this is something that you should give yourself a pat on the shoulder, because you've been able to remove yourself from a dangerous situation. That's what I'm seeing here. Probably even stressful situation, doesn't have to be necessarily dangerous, but something that was creating agitation within you, and you couldn't find a moment to relax and stay tuned with your own body and spirit and mind, and you were always on the run. So now you can finally rest. That's so beautiful. So this autumn season is calling you to rest, and is calling you to feel proud because you have made the right decision. Now the second question is, what is something that you have to release and let go of? And it's interesting that we have found the Strength card. So perhaps this is saying that you have to let go of the need to be strong all of the time and brave and courageous all of the time, and having this will to face challenges all of the time, because you've done it already. So you've been facing the bad wolf, and now it's not scary anymore. Basically, you can see in this picture that the woman has made friends with the wolf that she was first scared of. Isn't that beautiful how 2 cards both are depicting wolves but in such different energy? So yes, now you can either let go of that strength, or because we also have the heart, the Norman card, unfortunately this may be talking about letting go of a lover that wasn't very good for your highest self. It wasn't possibly treating you as well as you deserve. Maybe it was neglecting your needs. Maybe it was a narcissistic personality. Maybe it was very selfish. Maybe he had anger, or he or she had anger issues. And so it feels like with this person, even though you love them deeply and there was a lot of passion, because look at the red of the towel represent passion, and the heart, Lenormand card, also represents passion and attraction. Even though the attraction was really, really strong, this person wasn't good for your higher self. And it was never going to let you blossom into the best version of yourself. It was never let you expand and explore your talents and skills. It was not going to push you towards higher realms. It was kind of keeping you probably hidden in a corner, making you feel scared and nervous and agitating, or walking on eggshells all the time. So unfortunately, something that you have to let go of is this passionate lover, or if it doesn't resonate with you, even you can just take letting go of the need to be strong all of the time, because now you're safe. So really try to embrace the ability the trees has to let go of the beautiful foliage that they worked hard so much during the spring and summer, and even during the winter in the dormant phase when they were starting creating the gems. So you can imagine the attachment that they would like to have on them and never let them go. But they know that this is a time for them to restore their energies and charge them up again, and it's time to sleep, it's time to hibernate, so that they can be strong again in the next phase of their life. And it's a beautiful process as well, and we all enjoy the shifting of the colors of the autumn leaves, and seeing them falling down on the ground is like teaching us to let go. This is an important teaching, so that's why I wanted to ask this question. Now the third question is a change that you have to prepare yourself for. And I'm so happy to see the Weaver of Visions, that in this tarot deck represents the Queen of Cups. So a change that you have to prepare for. I feel that this autumn season is calling you to step into love and compassion and empathy, both towards yourself and towards the closest people around you, whether they are friends, colleagues, or family, and to the animals that you encounter as well. This is trying to see love everywhere, even in those people that cause harm to you. So if you can find it within yourself to find forgiveness for those people, obviously at your own time. But this is a change that is happening as well, that probably you have to prepare yourself for, because you weren't used to. You're going to be loved, you're going to be showered in love and support and emotional support and understanding and empathy from others. And possibly seeing where you're coming from is something that you're not very used to. So this could be a really good practice to as well practice self-love. So if you can write, for example, in your journal, the things that you are grateful for yourself, the things that you have achieved in your life, the things that you appreciate in your body, and the things that you appreciate about your brain, about your personality. So try to get really in tune with that, even if it's just 3 words that you write every single day. Try to start a practice of positive affirmation as well. That is wonderful for the spirit, and it's something that I worked so much as well on myself in the past when I was having so much hate towards myself. So I started lying to myself in front of the mirror using some positive affirmation, like, oh, you have some gorgeous hair, even though I wasn't believing it. but it was really, really good for the soul. So this is something you have to prepare yourself for, stepping into self-love, accepting love from others, and being able to offer love to others. Now we also have the Birds Lenormand card that does talk about small problems, small misunderstanding, coming and going, and sometimes gossips as well, some problems in communication. So this is something perhaps to be aware of. Now, I always want to say that during a tarot reading, you don't have to hold on too tight onto the outcome that you can see in the spread, because if you do not like it, if you do not want to see that manifesting in your life, then you can simply take on the advices and, you know, don't expect that it's necessarily going to happen, and actually change your manifestation, because whatever we focus upon, we're going to attract and we're going to manifest. So if you don't like that you're going to receive small little misunderstanding, then perhaps you can use the energy of the Queen of Cups, the Weaver of Visions, to avoid those misunderstandings. Perhaps if you do communicate with people from a standpoint of always having the purpose to understand them, always trying to dig deeper into the reasons why they are behaving in such way. If you try to have empathy for them, try to tune in into their own needs, perhaps you'll be able to avoid those misunderstandings. And I feel that we're ready now to step on to the next question, which is, what resources do you need to gather for the season that we are facing right now, for the Mabon season? What resources, what do you need to gather? And you got two cards. You cannot see it right now, but there is the Ten of Swords underneath. Yeah, over here. And then you also got the Sun. They seem to be counterbalancing each other, but they are not. This is basically saying that something that you have to gather this season is your healing, your own personal deep healing, because you've gone through something hard, I feel. And I noticed that both from the Six of Challenges, the fact that you had a big decision to make, the Ten of Swords that is underneath the Sun card, and also the Hawthorn and the Blackthorn, because the Blackthorn does speak about having to face a big challenge, a big adversity. It can talk about an unavoidable path and a big change that you cannot control. And it also talks about finding enlightenment through accepting the darkness. So being able to find the light by first of all accepting the darkness. And isn't that the same message that is coming from the Ten of Swords, which represent the dark night of the soul, and the Sun, which represents instead hope and dreams, right? So I found that to be extremely beautiful. And you need to know, I do not cherry pick my cards. I spend so many long minutes trying to tune in into the energies of your pile and draw the cards and the home saves and the articles as well. So it is always a miracle when I see them connecting to each other so well. And so yeah, going back to the Blackthorn, it also encourages you to be to find the strength of the Blackthorn, that during the winter when everything else is dying, he's the only one alive that keeps pulsing with life. So yeah, I do feel that you have gone through something really hard, but it has created this crack into your soul that allowed the light to peep in, right? And I'm so happy that you can receive these messages now. Now you know that all you have to gather is the will to heal whatever pain you've gone through, and also to accept the that is over, accept that is ending. The Ten of Swords does speak about the end of a cycle, and it often speaks about heartbreaks. It can talks about betrayal. It can talks about feeling stabbed in the back, feeling physically, emotionally exhausted, feeling hopeless and helpless, having no desire to pick yourself up again. But it actually, because it's the last card of the minor arcana of that particular suit, excluding the court cards, it also does include a beginning in the end, right? So the second message of the Ten of Swords is healing and being able to finally, eventually, when you're ready, pick yourself up, because the storm is not going to last forever. And indeed, you have the sun shining bright over all of that darkness. So you have to gather reasons to feel happy about. You have to gather this tiny little moment that feels like the sun breaking through the window. And you also have the stars, which talks about your dreams coming true. It talks about as well finding recognition and acknowledgement, in some cases popularity and fame. And it also talks about your destiny. So I feel that if you can gather the awareness that this was all meant to be, that this was all part of your path, and that it is going to help you achieving your dreams eventually. You will not be able to believe it, but one day in the future, you will thank this event, because it has given you whatever tools to embrace your future dreams. And I love the fact that you also have the aniseed, I think you say, because I often find the meaning of hopes and dreams into the aniseed. That comes in a very sweet and delicate way as well. Now, I'd love to grab some oracle cards for you. If I can find them. So, hang on a minute, they're still in the box. I wasn't as organized as I thought. Okay, so here we are with the Whispering Woods. We're gonna ask, what other messages does pile number 3 needs to hear to prepare for this fall season, this Mabon season? Please and thank you. Okay, she wants to come out. We have friends. The most unlikely friendship can form. Like variegated lichens on hard rock, they create a tight bond. So that's beautiful. I feel that when they say gather moments of joy and pleasure, I feel that they means as well finding your tribes, finding your friends. And then the second card was, oh my goodness, can you see this? Hope. An idea like a single acorn can start a wondrous forest. I'm so happy for you guys that there is so much light and hopes and dreams in this reading, even though you come through so much challenges at such a hard time. I am so delighted the spirits are uplifting you with these beautiful happy messages. How wonderful. Let's get a Forest Fae message as well. Please and thank you for pile number 3 for their autumn reading. The soothsayer traveled the road seldom taken. That's interesting. So yeah, perhaps this something that comes to mind is that if you had to let go of your partner, perhaps even you were married since lots of years, or perhaps you even had kids together. Not that there's anything here to mention kids, but let's say there were a lot of foundation there and lots of people around you might not want you to separate, but you are going to take the road seldom taken. You are going to give priority to yourself and to your happiness and to your needs. If you're not happy in this connection, there's no point staying. If you feel unsafe, if you feel sad all the time, if you feel neglected, there's no point staying there. So I feel that this is going to be, at least for your environment, for the types of friends you have, for the type of family you have, for the type of society you grew up in, this is going to be an act of rebellion. Now, I want to get some more cards from the Woodland Wardens, which is my most recent oracle deck, and I'm so in love with it because the author has been used both animals and plants wisdom together. So please and thank you. Some advices, wise messages of guidance for pile number 3 for their autumn season. We have the raccoon and sycamore curiosity. That's really nice. And then we have the ram and dahlia determination. So yes, I feel that it is not going to be the easiest thing to let go of whatever chapter you are about to close, and it's not easy either to start again anew, to start fresh from zero. So I feel that these both the raccoon and the sycamore, the ram and the dahlia, are going to be helping you going through this time. First of all, by being very determined and very confident and secure about the fact that this is the right decision, and you got to confirm as well from the crossroad. Second of all, by being curious about the future, about what's about to happen. You know, if you find this little acorn like we saw in this message, try to put it in the soil and see what is about to happen. You know, see hope and potential in everything around you from now on. Try to be really to keep your eyes really open to any little opportunity that you can see around you. So yeah, I'd say with the Queen of Cups as well and the friendship card, I'd say spirits are suggesting you to really nurture your friendship, because they're going to nurture you back as well, and you really need it in this time, because it's still a bit of a difficult transition, you know, because one thing is deciding to let go of an abusive relationship or a relationship that wasn't serving you anymore, and one thing is to stick with that decision, because those are two different steps, aren't they? And one thing is to never coming back to your steps. So in order to not come back to your steps, which they represent familiarity, you have to get familiar with your unknown. So you have to be curious, you have to embrace new stimulus coming into your life, new people, new adventures, new events, new experiments, new passions, okay? Try something new. Even, I don't know, for some reason this raccoon reminds me of some people doing acrobacy. So maybe you want to learn how to do what's it called, how to hang on the ropes. I don't know the name of it, like it's on the top of my tongue. Aerial, like do some aerial. Okay, maybe something completely out of your comfort zone, but I feel that it could bring that joy that you need. Because oftentimes, we go back into our steps because we feel that the present is not bringing us any joy and any comfort and any love. And even if your ex-partner used to be sometimes harsh, they were also very affectionate. So one way to not go back into it is to be filling yourself up with joy, with some new adventures and new activities. Now it's time to grab our tarot deck again, because I want to see the general prediction for the next autumnal months. So let's grab the Forest of Enchantment deck and ask for pile number 3. What are some major events that they are most likely to witness for the autumn months, please and thank you. What is something that they should expect, even just in terms of energies, not necessarily events? Let's make some space and remove these oracle decks there so I can shuffle a bit more. So ooh, okay, big mess. I was just gonna say we're gonna ask all the trees and animals of the woods to bring some clarity. Okay, so one card, the only card that was upright that was showing, that was not facing the back of it, is the Four of Visions. So this is Four of Cups. That's something to keep in mind. Let's get some more cards, please and thank you, for pile number 3. What are their autumnal prediction, please and thank you, for October, November and December, please and thank you. So we have the Weaver of Spells. If I'm not wrong, she already came out in another pile. Was it possibly pile number 2? You might have a look at that one if you want. Then this one to come out, we have the Dash. This one also came out at some point, yes. And I find this to be very, very valuable for your reading as well, because I can already see what they want you to say. Please and thank you for pile number 3. We have the Two of Wands. Okay, so I feel that you're going to step into a new version of yourself, in which you're going to be feeling full of energy, full of excitement, full of passion and curiosity as well. She is dancing and she has the shape of a flower as well. There's so much magic swirling around her. She's in her element, in the fire element, and there's a lot of charisma and attraction. I feel that you're going to feel very confident, attractive, and you're going to be stepping into your wildness. That's what I'm seeing, into whatever makes you feel passionate and alive. This is amazing because it's exactly what you need. I feel that with the Two of Spells, there might be a lot of practicing divination. So you might want to learn tarot, for example, or you might want to learn how to cast bones, or how to cast runes or ogham saves, or you might want to try the pendulum, or it, in a way, kind of reminds me of a pendulum, this beautiful Queen of Wands, or anything, even your psychic abilities. Okay, you might want to develop them. So this might be something that is going to make you feel really, really passionate about during this autumnal season. It might be something like witchcraft as well, something that you want to get into as well. I see lots of connection with nature, because the wands, the spells are the wands. So the Suit of Wands is very, it's fiery, yes, but it's also connected pretty much with nature, because it talks, oftentimes there's these pictures of branches that has the first few gems in the spring, so they represents growth many times. So Two of Spells, something else as well, the Two of Spells is an excitement towards the future. So you're trying to see what's about to happen. You want to have a heads up about what's about to happen, which is exactly what we're doing right now. But I feel that you're going to do that even more. You're going to think about your faraway future, and you're going to try to create something that will make you feel joyful and passionate on a long term basis. Okay, And you're gonna be facing your fears again. Again, we get another wolf, and this is really, really scary. So I feel that at times, memories and flashbacks from your past will raise up to surface, and so it's not gonna be the easiest at times. You're going to have some other storm days. And again, like I said earlier, you don't have to. You can still avoid them if you feel that you don't want them to be part of your future prediction. That's absolutely fine. This is a warning and you can always find your way around it. But this is a possibility that at times you might be feeling scared about whatever happened in the past. And again, I'm truly, truly sorry if you've gone through some abuse, because for some of you, that's what's coming up to surface. It could be talking as well about resurfacing some difficult experience you've had as a child even, or this could as well be fear of trusting new friends because of the birds as well, because of some adversities and misunderstanding, miscommunication. And because of the past experiences, it could be that you find it hard to fully trust these new friends. So this is a good card because it talks about facing change, embracing it, accepting it, okay, and accept the self-transformation. Through these times, you have been transformed, and it's going to be all for the best. We have the Four of Vision as well. This is Four of Cups. So this is telling me that before finding this joy and excitement, you might be going through some times in which you will feel like you have lost your most treasure. Look at her, she's despaired because the ball has fallen onto the lake, and it looks like the frog wants to take ownership of it. It looks like she might have to do some favors to the frog to get the ball back, the sphere back. So this can talk about disappointment, okay? Sometimes as well about boredom, and also sometimes about lack of self-love and lack of being able to grasp those opportunities whenever they come to you. So could be talking about feeling depressed, pessimistic, not very positive. So she feels like she lost it and she will never find it again, that type of feeling. So you might have sometimes moments in which you will be still attached to the past and be like, I will never find a person like them. I feel that this is Spirit saying to you, do not worry, that is part of the grief. It's all normal. You will eventually find your inner joy again, and new things will come with the 2 of Wands. You have nothing to be scared of. You will make new plans, you will make new future plans, and they will grab all of your attention, and you will have very little left to give back to your past. Also, something else that I didn't mention, because we were talking about the magic swirling around these cards, is the hawthorn oftentimes represent the entrance of the underground fairy world. Okay, so wherever you find hawthorn, there is magic happening in your life. So the message of the hawthorn here is to embrace magic in your life, embrace the magic of your own senses, and embrace the power of nature as well. And it also talks about embracing the magic of the whatever new season that is coming around, so to be really mindful and in tune with it. So this is just perfect for the theme of this reading. Let's see something else that you should be looking forward to for this autumnal season. Please and thank you for pile number 3. You got the 2 of Visions. I'm so happy about this because it's exactly what you need. The Weaver of Challenges, which is the Queen of Swords. And then we got the Weaver of Wounds. Perfect. I feel that you're going to step into a new version of yourself. Like I said earlier, there's going to be some transformation. So if you used to be the person that was always giving priority to other people's needs and other people's feelings, if you used to be a people pleaser, now you're gonna step into pleasing yourself, which is amazing. The Weaver of Boons as well, she is a carer, she is a herbalist, she is a gardener, she is a great chef, she's a green witch, and she knows how to grow abundance around her just so that she can give it back to the world. Now, this is a time for you to harvest this abundance and bring it back to yourself. Okay, so it's time for self-healing. The Weaver of Challenges, look how cold this card is. She is the Queen of the Ice, right? So this is about placing necessary boundaries and creating kind of like a safety wall around you, because in this transition time you might still feel a little bit vulnerable because of whatever happened in the past with your previous relationship or previous experiences in general. So this is a time for you to freeze. So it is not a time for you to engage with new relationships just yet, or at least before doing that, because there is as well a card for relationship here. But before doing that, I feel that it's important for you to stand really clear on what are your needs, what are your expectations, what are your standards, what are certain limits and boundaries that they cannot overcome. You know, she's creating this what's it called, rose around her, all these thorns around her. This is to protect herself. So first of all, you have to find a way to protect yourself, and one of those ways sometimes is to keep our heart closed, you know, until we feel safe again. So make sure, for example, that people will prove their trust to you before you can actually, or like that they prove their true intention before you can actually trust them. We have the two visions, so I feel that eventually you are going to be creating some tight bonds that are going to be very nourishing, either with friends or with new partners, romantic partners. Two vision, you're gonna find somebody that is going to be able to look at you in the eyes, to see who you truly are, to respect you, and to create this beautiful romantic bond, and based on trust and honest communication and reciprocal respect, and also based on shared passions perhaps. I love this for you. I'm so happy that the evolution of the reading ended up being so fruitful. So I really hope that you've been enjoying it. I think this is time to close and wrap up the reading. I would love if you could write down in the comments down below either just the number of the pile that you've chosen. This can also be helpful for you in the future if you want to have a reference and coming back to it and see if it was actually true for you. Or if you could write down whatever it is that you have gone through, or if it resonated. I would love to read your messages and I'll answer to each one of you. If you like the content of this video, I would love if you could subscribe to my channel. Any new subscriber is basically increasing and expanding the audience of these readings, so YouTube taken as a good green sign and is going to increase the audience of another circle. Basically, I noticed it, that's how it works. So that would be really helpful, so new people will be able to receive their guidance and clarity, and I'll feel supported throughout this journey. If you want, you can also leave a thumbs up, that would be really helpful. click a thanks button if you'd like to buy me a coffee, and there's plenty of other ways in the info box below that you can support me, so have a look at those if you feel like. And I'm always here available for private reading if you wish, or if you want to get your own personal ogham staves collection if you want to learn about them. I also attach a handwritten explanation of the keywords of each stave, and they are sanded by hand and also collected by fallen wooden branches, most of the time willow or birch that I have around. So it would be also sent in a eco package, completely plastic free. So if you're interested, I'm here for you. Thank you again for being here. See you next time. Bye bye.